Today, on another note,
I want to talk about something that's slightly sad. As a mom, and I know we have other moms on the panel, a story was in the news a couple weeks ago, actually more than a few weeks ago, and I kind of wanted to raise it here because we don't see a lot of kidnappings in the Virgin Islands, but
we travel.
A lot of us travel outside of the Virgin Islands.
So today's local spotlight is going to be Dia Shepherd of Sophieta's Accessories.
How do you feel about scooters? Would you ban them if you could?
Where my issue comes into play is enforcement of the rules.
So today, guys, we're going to be discussing if there's a link between high cholesterol and diabetes.
Go ahead with the flavor segment. Sponsored by Caribbean Sellers. It's called Castello del Poggio Moscato.
We got the music going, guys. Come on. Yeah, welcome back. We are on another note, and let me tell you, do you see this? I know it's fall, winter, but we keeping it springtime fine right here on another note. Ladies?
Tropical breeze.
I like that. How are you ladies doing? How was your week?
It was great.
Good.
Yep.
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy. You know what happened? I fell this week. And I think the fall really, like, I haven't...
Did it humble you?
Very much so. Like, I have not physically, fallen in such a long time. And I was out for my morning walk jog. And I don't know, but that was a really... Look at the scar.
Oh, you went bottoms up.
Oh, yes. And it's like I have bruises on my knees and the whole right side. Because I slid trying not to hit my face. And I'm still shaking up about this fall. Like I have not walked really since. I've been doing my exercises at home. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't leaving this game.
Listen, a Caribbean fall is different to falls anywhere in the world. If Caribbean people see you fall,
You know my
add dramatic
reaction
music.
And I'm laying there like this. The first thing I did was look back to see who was there. And I got up so fast. It was like no time to cry, no time to really feel how bad I was hurt. And as I continued, because I was running, so I said, "Oh, I can't run anymore because I actually hurt." And then when the blood started dripping off my hand, I was like, "Oh, I'm really hurt." But as long as nobody can see me, I good because all the construction people passing me by, and I'm like, "How you doing?" I'm good. I'm good.
That is so funny. Well, that's a good way to start off our show. I'm still a little bit raspy, y'all, so forgive me. I want to talk about something that's slightly sad. As a mom, and I know we have other moms on the panel, a story was in the news a couple weeks ago, actually more than a few weeks ago, and I kind of wanted to raise it here because we don't see a lot of kidnappings in the Virgin Islands, but
We travel.
a lot of us travel outside of the Virgin Islands. We have family outside the Virgin Islands, or we go on holiday with our kids. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story with Little Cupcake. So Camille McKinney, her family called her Cupcake. She was 3 years old. They were at a birthday party for a family friend, and she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
They could not find this little baby girl, African-American baby girl, for days. And when they did locate her, her decomposing body was found in a landfill. I'm tearing up because this is like really, she's 3 years old.
These stories, when you see them and when you hear them, because I have a 4-year-old, I kind of block it out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see anyone's child dying. I don't want to see them being harmed. I don't want to see them being physically abused or abused in any kind of way where I'm like, really, is all that necessary?
Yeah.
So it's like when I saw her picture, I was like, oops, nope. It's just, I guess that's the human in me. I just don't want to see that.
That's their humanity coming out.
Yeah,
but
and a lot of times we don't want to, it's almost like we don't want to take in the fact that there's a possibility
that I could.
Yes, it could have been. I think that's why I'm so overprotective. I mean, we don't see it as often in the Virgin Islands, but for example, I was in a supermarket the other day, and I like my daughter by my side all the time, and she was running, going, and I said, Mimi, and the lady said, "You're not in the States."
Okay.
And I've been like, and I was like,
But that's exactly why I want to have this
like I
conversation.
should be okay with her just
Just running
going.
into
I'm
the-
like, no, like I want her by me. So
But this is exactly why I want to have this
We shouldn't let our
conversation.
guard off. We should always know
it's
that
so
it
important.
can happen.
It's so important.
Yeah.
So this story happened in Birmingham, Alabama, and it happened in October, if I remember correctly. And I remember the police-wide all alert search going out, you know,
Yeah.
all over the news. You know, this Cupcake McKinney baby. Baby Camille is missing, and then the parents were so confused because it's like we were just at a birthday party. But when the video surfaced, the children were all playing at a birthday party. I think there was either 2 or 3 children who were isolated on one part of the outside of the lawn, and you could see cars rolling by, and then you notice a car slow down. Then you see the car roll back again, and then before you know it, this guy is talking to the kids, and before you know it, the child disappears.
And what were the parents doing?
So, and this is why I want to talk about it, because even the same instance you had, I think in the Caribbean, we are very lax when it
Yeah.
comes to situational awareness,
Yeah.
especially. So we are so accustomed to everybody knowing us that we take it for granted that some of these people may be pervs, and that's just the truth.
Very
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
we don't know who everyone is. So you see someone, oh my gosh, she's a beautiful little baby girl, or sit on Uncle Jojo's lap, or didn't, you know, and we are so, everyone is auntie and uncle for us, even if we're not related. Think
Yeah.
about it. We all
That is
grew up
true.
like
It's
that.
true, we
If
do.
there was an
Yeah.
older person in your neighborhood, oh, you're going by Auntie Tante, pick up the so-and-so. Tante ain't even related to you in
And
no
that's true.
way, form, or fashion. But this is how we have grown up, very community-minded. And I think it's time for us to also be aware. We don't need to take away our community awareness, but what we need to do is make sure that there's a sense of safety and security, and that our children understand that, okay, look, everyone is nice, but there's harm out there, and these are the things that you need to look for. We don't do it. I'm like you. My children know the rules.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any kids, but my sister, she has a 3-year-old, so I'm an auntie. Right, so it's like a
And so you
part-time
understand.
mother.
Yeah. no, yeah.
Right, and my niece, she's young, but she doesn't speak to strangers at all.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Right?
Yeah.
You would tell her something, she
Stranger
would go and
danger.
get it, she would
She
not
would just
speak
look
to the
at you.
person. And some persons, if they called her, she would just scream and run inside, like for the random person. So I'm like,
That's
good
normal.
girl.
No, but it needs to be okay
Yeah.
for children to do that, because what I find happens way too often here is that our girls, I don't want to just single out the girls, but our children in general,
Yeah.
but especially our girls, we have been taught to be such overly friendly
Yeah,
people
that's true.
as Caribbean people.
Yeah,
that's
no, but
true,
that's manners,
yeah.
and that's different. That's different to the overly friendliness. Mom is talking to a guy, your child doesn't know who that person is, and your mom embraces this person before you know, because we're so friendly in culture, the child holding onto the man's leg, the man touching up the child, you know, and we've been taught that. So then when we transition, it's by seeing. It's a lot of it is by seeing. But when we transition to like different places, whether it's to live or to vacation, we don't seem to understand, and our children don't get it, because it's like, you let me run around in Walmart and I can't run around in Walmart.
Yeah.
I all over the
Yes.
place on the sidewalk. I could walk down the street by myself when we
Yeah.
at home, and I can't go outside now that we in Florida. You know, and they don't get it. So danger is easier for them to fall into because they're just being normal children.
Very true.
And I
Yeah.
think it's important that if we start the practices from here, you don't go down the road unless mommy know where you're going.
Yeah.
You can't go alone. It needs to be more than one of you. You need to be aware of so and so. I don't want you hugging up too many people. This is why there's good touch and bad touch. We have to teach that stuff. We have to teach it, and teach it now, because we're traveling. All of us are traveling everywhere. You're going to get on the cruise ship for your family cruise.
But
Your
yeah,
child is accustomed to
I
go by
think-
themselves, so the child going to wander off before you know it, you got a missing kid.
No. I don't know about anybody else's experience, but I was brought up in the Virgin Islands and in the U.S. I had that mixture. You know, you spend most of your education time in school here,
Yeah.
but every holiday, every summer, every Christmas, I was gone, and the majority of my family at the time lived in New York City. New York City is there's no playground. Especially the Bronx, that's no playground. And from young, my uncle, my grandmother, even my grandfather, when they moved here, like after they retired, they took a lot of their experiences from living in the U.S. and they brought that here. So our gate was locked. Our house have on several locks. you had a key, or if you was fortunate enough to have a key, you need to have your keys on you at all time, because if you was ever locked out, he would teach you a lesson and let you sleep out on the porch. He said, oh, where's your key? And then because you lost your key, he would change all the keys, change all the locks in the house.
Yeah.
So that was how my upbringing is. And even now, it's a little bit lax because my grandfather isn't here and all my aunts, and they're a little bit older. But I am very aware of persons, like when persons are a little bit overly affectionate, we like to call them touchy-feely.
Yeah.
But the touchy-feely can also be
Signs of
borderline, or a little bit on the pervert side. So we'll nickname people who give us that kind of vibe touchy-feely. And so small children, we would keep away from the sit on my lap uncle so-and-so. That's a no-no for me. Like, I'm not even entertaining it, because as a child, if I overhear the adults talking about touchy-feely so-and-so, and then they look at me and I'm like, well, he made me, they were like, oh, okay, well, just stay away from the touchy-feely friend or relative. I'm not even gonna put my child through that now based off of my experience. And so she's gonna get that same those same lessons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach her.
Yeah,
No
I think it's
touching.
important.
Don't touch nobody, and nobody to touch you. Anybody touch you, tell mommy, daddy, and grandma. Anybody else out of our circle do anything to you, you need to say. If she don't, like, we travel back and forth on the ferry every day. The guys on the ferry, they're extremely friendly, and they've known her since I brought her home as a baby. So they want to seem as though they know her, but she doesn't know them, so she does shy away from them. And I'm not gonna push her to go friend up to Mr. John
Be nicer,
because he's a ticket man on the boat. Like, honestly,
I want to get some tips in,
I'm gonna leave
because
her alone.
situations like Adriana's, there's some of us who have that situation, but the norm is in the Virgin Islands
It's
and the
friendly.
Caribbean is that we're a more friendly culture, and I think it's really important that we understand that dangers are out there. There's so many stories that we have heard about people now talking about molestation throughout their family, and those situations started from us not being situationally aware, or not even being wise enough, or our
Or
culture
not being assertive
having
enough to say no.
Yeah.
Because I think that persons like to sugarcoat it and say, oh, he's just, extra friendly, or whatever the case is. But there is a way to tell someone that's inappropriate.
So
And we need to grasp that, because in 2019, in Virgin Gorda, I don't know 50% of the people that live there. The other people that I know, they're elderly, they're old, they're dying, and now my parents are becoming the new older adult, or even senior folks that are older than my parents. So that's who I know. Even the young kids, my peers, I don't know these children. I know them because they might look like their daddy, or they look like their mom. But these other persons, workers that are coming in, helping rebuild and that stuff, I don't know these people.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we need to be aware of, because as we have influx within our small communities, there's habits, there's characters that we're not going to be able to know, like Adriana addressed. But I want to give a few tips to parents out there who are watching, and even if you're aunties and uncles, because I think it's important that we all understand what the do's and the don'ts are. Tip number 1, children should always check with an adult before they do or go anywhere. Never allow your children to go alone. So have them always check in, always have that checkpoint of contact. Number 2, take a friend. Don't go anywhere alone. So even ladies and men, you're going somewhere, it's always good to take a friend with you. You need to have someone who could run and yell and help. You need to also explain to your children, when you go with somebody. You're going to the bathroom. A lot of times we let our kids go to the restrooms alone. You're going, take a friend, or mommy's going to come with you. Number 3, tell your children that not every adult can be trusted. So right now there's a trust level, because children are born that way. They trust everyone until you give them a reason not to.
Well, they trust you with candy.
We're asking you, children need to know that they can tell you or trust an adult if they need to, but not every adult can be trusted. So developing rapport with your child, what happened today, without leading them so much as to make them feel that, oh, every situation I need to tell, no. But having that level of trust with your children. Children need to know that there will always be someone to help, and I think this is what affected our community a lot in the past. A lot of times we've reported things, and our culture has been this way, and it's fallen on deaf ears. And we need to make sure that our generation of children understand that we are trustworthy as adults. If you tell us, we're going to investigate. We're not going to shy it up. Man, stop talking nonsense. But man, that's it.
Yeah,
stripping
that's
is coming with no. So make sure that you definitely know that, and that was my last tip. Definitely making sure that
Let
you
me add two quick tips. If you're traveling, get the little baby wristlets that attach to you and your toddler that's running that have the extension so they don't really feel like they're attached to you. And tip 2 is stay off your phone. Because I think people are distracted by their phone.
Yeah.
And so you realize that it only takes a few seconds for your child to disappear in a crowd.
Yeah.
And you were on your phone.
Yeah.
And you really weren't on your phone that long, but you have to make a conscious decision that if you're going into a crowded area, stay off your phone.
Yeah, it's so important. And guys, everywhere that you go, I know we all love social media. My tip to people is always delay your posting so that persons aren't following you all the time. And it doesn't matter. This was a 3-year-old, and you know, our hearts go out to the McKinney family. We really feel for you here on another note, and we pray that God continues to comfort you during this difficult time, and it will continue to be a difficult time as birthdays come around, as you know, family events come around. But what we're saying is it's not just little children. Kidnappings are happening everywhere, whether for sex trade, adults, it doesn't matter, men, women, it is a thing, and we just want you to be aware. With that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
So today's local spotlight is going to be Dia Shepherd of Sophieta's Accessories.
How do you feel about scooters? Would you ban them if you could?
Where my issue comes into play is enforcement of the rules.
So today, guys, we're going to be discussing if there's a link between high cholesterol and diabetes.
We're here with the flavor segment. Sponsored by Caribbean Sellers. It's called Castello del Poggio Moscato.
At Horizon Catering, we deliver the highest quality food, innovative presentations, and professional services. We know how important catering is to your event, so we cut no corners to ensure a satisfying and memorable event. We can turn your next event from the ordinary to the extraordinary. For the highest quality food, innovative presentations, and professional services, call Horizon Catering at 284-499-2132 or 499-2142.
Your office space is a reflection of your company brand. That's why at KDL Designs, our clients are the inspiration for every space we design. In addition to our exceptional architectural work, KDL Designs offers clean, innovative, and functional interior design for both private and public sector businesses. A KDL design expert will work with you to choose the right colors, lighting, floor layouts, fittings, and fixtures that will enhance all aspects of your space, giving you a modern workspace built for productivity. And with our impressive selection of furniture, flooring, glass, and steel rails, you're sure to achieve that wow factor at the most reasonable price. To learn more, visit kdldesigns.com or call us for a consultation today at 284-545-9933. KDL Designs, where dreams are housed.
Welcome back to On Another Note. So we're going to get into our local spotlight. So today's local spotlight is going to be Dia Shepherd of Sophieta's Accessories.
Ooh.
That's a new one,
I saw
right?
this, yeah.
Never
You
heard
saw
about
me
it.
posting about it a couple of weeks ago.
I did.
Yes, so Dia started Sophieta Accessories this year, in October of this year. And, you know, if she's a virgin guardian, I gotta do that. Dia's like what, like 20, 19, 21? She's young. But one thing, persons, if you know Dia growing up and you know her family, they're very close knit. But her mom has Classy Threads, which has also sponsored me before. That's the
sewing,
the sewing, right? And they also have another business called Yum Yums. That's
I know, the candy store.
the candy store, and ice
heard about
cream,
them.
and
Yes.
cakes and sweet treats and stuff. So now in that realm, she's always been exposed to, you know, like kind of eccentric, you know, items and bright colors, or you know, stuff that would like creative. And because if you go into Yum Yums, you can see like it's a colorful place. It smells real sweet.
You want to eat the whole store.
And then Classy Threads too. And then her mom too used to, like before she even started Classy Threads, she used to make jewelry. And so then
Okay.
it's
Like
turned
a-
into like the seamstress and making things for persons and stuff. So I guess I don't know if she had that kind of interest, like seeing her mom make the jewelry or knowing that her mom made some
entrepreneurialness
real
runs in the
statement
family.
pieces.
Creativity.
If you know, her mom has like red hair, she wears big, bold statement pieces, and they're kind of like one of a kind or never really
Nice.
seen before. Even her aunts and stuff, they're really, you know, they're really interesting in their fashion pieces, and they're always sought after. Like, where did you get that from? And you know, her mom made that, so that's why she, I guess, the inspiration for starting Sophieta's.
Nice.
Sophieta Accessories. So if you're looking for any bracelets, earrings, necklaces, like statement pieces at an affordable cost, let me plug that in.
Nice.
Like really affordable, because you know sometimes statement pieces can run you a good little piece of change.
Yes, if you
But
try.
they are affordable, and you can always just reach out to her if you see. She has her Facebook page recently launched too, soon to be Instagram page, Sophieta Accessories. And you go into the shop, all her pieces, well, most of her pieces are there. She always lets you know when she have new arrivals. And the pricing is there, so you don't have to worry about what it costs.
Yeah,
Don't
I
you
love
hate
that.
that?
When you
people
don't put the
post,
price, you have to
Yeah.
like, what's
yeah.
the cost? I mean,
That's the first thing you want to know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely they need to check out her Facebook page. It's Sophieta, and we'll spell that for you. SOFIETTA.A on Facebook. So go and check her out.
Yes, it's
because
Dia Shepherd.
I've seen some of the jewelry from, I think it was a launch you posted. Was it a launch?
and I was the model.
Child,
Yeah, so let me
it
plug
was
that in there.
good.
Like, it's not mine. I was the model. So please let me give you the contact. Oh, you got the contact. You 499-1230. That's 1230. CCT. And if any queries, go on their Facebook page, Sophieta, SOFIETTA.A, Facebook. Just type in Sophieta Accessories. And I'm the model. I am not the owner, but I can help you get to where you need to go to get what you want, right? Yes.
Yeah, we absolutely love seeing young entrepreneurs doing great things. And you know what I really love about this story, listening to you, is the fact that this is a family business. So,
Yeah.
you know, she's seeing that business entrepreneurship within the family and now has branched out. And I absolutely love that. So shout out to you. Definitely, I'm a Virgin Gordian at heart. So I'll be over there to check out Sophieta Accessories. And then perhaps we could collab on another note. It would be good to have some pieces.
Yes.
So,
Y'all
love
hook
that.
them up.
Yeah, so I think we're getting ready to let it get hot in here, child. Don't take off none of your clothes. But
Okay, this
about to get hot.
it's a little bit more on the serious side, not as hot like we normally get. How do you feel about scooters? Would you ban them if you could?
That's a hot topic.
Yes, it is. That's what I said. It's more informative, somewhat, because it's hot in the Virgin Islands.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I think that's a definite hot topic.
I would start by just saying I don't have a problem with scooters. I have a problem with the riders.
Yeah, that's everyone's problem.
And I think that if they are more, what's the word?
Responsible.
Yes, responsible, then a lot of the accidents that we see wouldn't occur.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, I also don't have a problem with the scooters. I personally don't have a problem with the riders either. Where my issue comes into play is enforcement of the rules. That's my only problem.
Yeah.
We don't enforce the rules, and if we did, I'm not saying that it would lessen the incidents that we've
Yeah.
seen on the roadways. And unfortunately, in our community, we've had a loss of life from
Lots.
one of the
Yeah.
scooters very
Can't tell
recently,
you.
and we have had lots of loss of life
Yeah.
from really carelessness, if we're
Yeah.
honest
Yes.
about some of it. And outside of just the carelessness, I don't think that the regulations are really being enforced.
Yeah.
And it's not just an issue isolated to BVI, but it's an issue on a global scale. It's just that enforcement is much stricter in other areas than it
true.
is here. So that's my only comment.
It's not an easy thing to deal with. Like from the health perspective, we see both sides. So we will see what you guys see in the community, but then we see all the stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
When the patient had to go to operating theater, you know, breaking the bad news to the family, and then all the chaos that we go through to try to save this person, that if this didn't happen, or if they was wearing this, or if, you know, it could have been avoided. So like you said, regulations. I feel as if it's not really enforced, and the persons have this kind of a invincible type of attitude. They know nothing is going to happen to them, so they just they just out dry ride
Or
and
they
having a
think
grand
nothing is gonna happen.
until it
I didn't
does.
think I was gonna fall and boosh. And I'm telling you, I'm shook up. So I can't imagine someone who falls off a scooter. Why it won't teach you a lesson? Because I'm here on Amazon looking for a new pair of sneakers. I'm like, well, how can I? I'm considering going for my runs with my gloves.
Yeah.
Because this little rash on my hand, like it's every time I look at it, I'm reminded and it bothers me, like mentally.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you would not, if you fell once, just once off a scooter, why would you not want to wear your helmet?
But
And that's the main problem.
And I don't even think it's about even falling once for scooter riders. I think it's about why aren't you responsible enough to know
Right.
Stuff happens.
these are the
Yeah.
rules. When we get into our cars, the cars are equipped with a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Scooters don't have that level of equipment
No,
built
they don't.
into it, so
Yeah.
they require you to add additional things to equip yourself. Whether it's the rash guard jackets, whether it's the shin covers or the pants, whether it's the helmet,
Yeah.
whether it's the elbow covers. I mean, the goggles, so that if the bugs come, you don't close your eye or blink because
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
raining or something has happened.
And this is
All of these
real
are
life.
things
Like
you
you're
need to-
not, like Doc said, you're not invincible to it.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down the street real quick. I mean, I gather what they may feel like that, because if you jump in your car and say, literally, I'm going to the grocery store real quick, you might not not
Yes.
wear your seatbelt.
You should
Yeah.
wear it every
Even
time.
though you should. So maybe I don't know if they feel like that, but a ride down the street can turn into you just going joyriding or
That's
just
the
doing
thing.
several things, and then you're out there for an hour or two without
mean-
any
Yeah.
safety gear.
And
I
then I come
agree.
back
I mean,
home.
Bree hasn't said anything, but I know she's one of the young ladies that I see on a scooter. So how do you feel?
I didn't expect that
She's like, oh shoot.
comment. Okay, I must agree. I do be on scooter to the back. I ride a few times, and I don't wear a helmet. So I'm one of the guilty ones. But but it's because of like what you said.
Stop the show. We'll be right back after these messages.
Get to jail
Oh my
bars.
goodness, Bree.
But it's like what Adri said.
They
I'm
going
going
down
right
real
down
quick.
the
It doesn't
road.
matter. Do you
I'm
know it
going
takes
right
a second?
there.
Ask the doc.
Yeah.
It only takes 1
I know that's what I
second.
mean. I said I'm guilty of it.
So you
and
want your hair blowing in the wind. That's what you want. All this
My helmet hair is a live hair, okay?
And according to research, 50% of the deaths are due to a brain injury.
Yeah.
So that's why the helmets are needed. So I'm guilty. That's what I'm saying. That I'm not against the scooters. I just feel like you said we are the ones, the riders or whoever is on there that
Oh,
are not
Jesus.
doing what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, I'm blessed. I've never fallen. Nothing has ever happened. But
you will be
yes.
wearing your helmet
From
as of
today.
If
Yeah.
I go again, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, and listen, because I really think, tell me if I'm wrong, y'all.
Yeah.
I think it's a fashion statement. People just don't want to wear the helmets because they're not cool. Would you rather be alive or cool? You pick your poison.
I've known
Pick
too
your
many
poison.
people
If
that
you
have
know-
died.
And this is the thing, if you know that having sex with this beautiful young lady is going to give you AIDS, you won't do it.
No.
You know
So,
that
that ain't me, no.
riding a scooter without proper gear leads to death. It
Yes.
does.
Yeah.
Because you can't account for the other people. You're not on a road by yourself. And even if you were, laws exist. There's a pebble that can turn course. There's a bad bump. We don't have the best roads and situations.
Yes.
So it's so important,
Yeah.
where I'm begging you,
Yeah.
we're begging you, don't be Bree. Oh. Wear your helmet.
Jesus. Me now. Shots fired.
No, but just to add to that, my mom got in an accident, scooter accident. She actually hit to a truck, and she was not wearing any helmet either. Now she's alive and well, but just doing therapy now because her hip got broken and one of her legs. It was a really bad accident.
But you see?
So when I saw the hot topic, I was like, okay, it might not be as hot.
No,
like
this
what
is
we
a hot
normally talk,
topic.
but
No.
it is needed because in the Virgin Islands the accidents are rising. There's always something that can be avoided. So
Exactly.
don't be me.
Yeah, don't
Wear a
let's
helmet.
all follow the rules. There are protocols and rules out there. I wish we had heavier enforcement of it. Like, sorry, scooter riders. I know you don't want to hear this, but I really wish there were police units assigned specifically to see and deter
that would help.
just the scooter riders. Because if we had more people looking out for, stopping, making sure, they'll get annoyed and they will start following the rules, because the last thing you want to do is be harassed by an officer pulling you over or confiscating your bike. So if we had a unit that was specific towards them, I grew up in St. Croix and we had a track. So we would go down to the track where the bike races were happening, where the car races were happening. So we had some place and an outlet for that. We don't have that here in the British Virgin Islands. So until that time, it's important that you just abide by the rules. I know you want to be cool and you want to look good. The thing that bothers me the most is just very recently, I saw a friend of mine's baby, her boyfriend, and the baby, he picked up the baby from school. The child is what, 1? He's 1 year old, and he's on the scooter.
With a child in
He
between
doesn't
them.
have a helmet on. Daddy doesn't have a helmet on. Daddy has a bag, the baby, bag, he riding scooter. I mean, that is just an accident waiting to happen.
I've seen that too.
And we don't have control over other people, you know. You don't know. I don't care how good a rider you are. Imagine this, stunt doubles in Hollywood movies, they tell you their risk for being injured, even though they know the stunts to a T, is still so high because they can't predict anything.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Your fall may be different. A pebble in the road may be different. Somebody swerving may be different. Rain may cause changes. So
Yeah.
we just have to be so careful.
You have to be careful, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's it for this hot topic. Listen, if you're out there and you got a scooter, we love to hear you zooming by and see you zooming
No,
by.
we don't love to hear you.
I like to hear it. I like to hear it.
We don't love to hear it.
I like to hear it. But all we're asking is that you at least wear your helmet, get your gear together. I see a lot of people doing the goggles without helmet. It's not very helpful. So get your helmet on. If you need to have rash guard jackets, do that. The girls still think you're cool and sexy with it. And you'll still be able to pick up all the chicks. And if you're going to have passengers,
Car.
and if you're going to have passengers, I think every scooter rider should be obligated to have 2 helmets. Don't ever take someone with you and put their life at risk or yours. So
That's
make sure
true.
you have 2 helmets.
That's
With
some really
that,
good advice.
yeah, I think we're going to take a break and then we'll come back with the doc after these messages.
So today, guys, we're going to be discussing if there's a link between high cholesterol and diabetes.
We're here with the flavor segment. Sponsored by Caribbean Sellers. It's called Castello del Poggio Moscato.
Creative Arts Branding Specialist specializes in visual communication through branding. With over a decade of experience and service, Creative Arts Branding Specialist is the trendsetter in the graphic and printing industry. Our talented branding specialists provide a multifaceted approach to various design concepts, resulting in customized products and services to ensure customer satisfaction. For quality, professional, and durable products such as acrylic signs, backdrops, banners, billboard designs, custom apparel, custom designs, decals and stickers, logos, posters and flyers, electric and lighted signs, window and glass application, and so much more. Visit us at Sugar Mill Road or call us on 284-542-2731 or email us at creativearts@gmail.com. That's CRE8TIVE arts BVI@gmail.com.
Ooh, child, we almost rode off with the wind with that conversation. So we're back now and we're strapped in to get ready to hear what the doctors have to say. So here we are with our doctor's note.
All right, so today, guys, we're going to be discussing if there's a link between high cholesterol and diabetes.
Ooh,
Right?
This up your alley, Angel.
this is up my alley. Girl, I'm perked up already.
So, does anyone have any family members or friends that you know have diabetes?
Yes, I do.
Right, because it's very common, especially in the developing country, and within the Caribbean, it's getting more and more common, right? So, like diabetes, it is classified as a non-communicable disease. So you can't get it from being in contact with someone, but it can happen, due to various different causes. So, is there a link between cholesterol and diabetes? I'll just ask you guys. You can tell me yes or no. What do you
I'm
think?
cheating if you ask me. Go down the line.
Yes or no?
Why you can't answer so I can say something for you?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
I think yes. Yes,
Okay.
because high cholesterol could lead to something else, another risk factor, which would definitely be the cause
Right.
of diabetes.
Right.
And the root cause for them. But anyway, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
So there's definitely a link, and I'll explain to you guys how it comes about, right? So we need cholesterol, right? So cholesterol, one of the main functions, it helps keep the integrity of the wall of the cells, like all the cells in the body. They have cholesterol within the walls of the cells, right? And it also helps with other bodily functions. It is often intermediate for some of the reactions throughout the body as well, right? But what happens with someone who has diabetes is that when you're diabetic, you have either problems making insulin, or your insulin that you have doesn't work properly, and as a result of that, your blood sugar goes up, right? So when these persons are in a state where they have high blood sugar, the blood sugar is the one that causes the damage to the cells, especially the cells within the arteries, and then you have an increased, what they call plaque formation, right? So there's increased plaque formation. There's another reaction that happens where this high sugar level causes you to release what fats into the bloodstream. So when you have the high sugar, it's damaging the cells, one, and the second thing is that increasing the cholesterol that you have. And the cholesterol that it causes an increase is what they call the bad cholesterol. So over a period of time, with this vicious cycle, you have these plaques that stick to the sides of the walls, right? And they can block these blood vessels, and that would cause your heart attack, your stroke, your kidney damage, in the long run. So
Yeah.
So diabetes is a serious issue. People often say, "Oh, it does have the sugar, this and this and this," but
One thing leads to the next.
Yeah.
And one of the things I like to say, everybody would know by now, I help out at the Diabetes
a walking
Association.
billboard for Diabetes
I
Association.
literally am, I'm not diabetic, but
Yeah.
I have a personal connection to the association, and I continue to fight for the cause. But one of the things that, I often tell people is no one ever dies from diabetes.
That's right.
They always die from complications of
That's very
diabetes.
true. Yeah.
Because the complications get to you before your sugar does.
Yeah.
So and this is exactly why the link between the cholesterol and the diabetes is there.
Yeah.
Because that fat and that cholesterol intake is now creating a heart attack. So you don't even die from the diabetes.
That's
You
true.
die from pulmonary disease,
Yeah.
that then links back. And recently in the news, the Minister for Health in the Virgin Islands, he announced and gave us some very alarming, I will call it, numbers. And those numbers, are something like 10% of the current population of the Virgin Islands has been diagnosed with diabetes.
Yeah.
Those are only the people we know. Those are the
You know
people
of.
who
Yeah.
have gone to the doctor
Yes.
and have been diagnosed with that. A lot of the people that we see, they already have heart disease.
And they don't
They're
know.
having other issues, whether it's high
Yeah.
blood pressure, cholesterol issues. They're having blindness. They have limb issues with their
Numbness,
circulation
Yeah.
issues. They're having blood vessel issues. And those people, a lot of the underlying cause is diabetes, but
Yeah.
that's not the diagnosis that they got initially. So those numbers
Right.
don't count.
That's true.
So that just goes to show you it's more than that 10%. So 1 in every 10 people, every time you're at a party, count 10 people,
And then
one of
you're
those
like-
people has diabetes.
Yeah.
That's
And
a problem
there's no
for us.
sign. There's no sign, is there?
Some of it is like walking diabetes, where the signs and symptoms are so mild. But I don't think that it's too late, because as being a non-communicable disease, it's preventable with
It
just
is
some
preventable.
lifestyle
Yeah,
changes.
some of it
Yes,
is
it can
preventable
be.
with
Right, it's
lifestyle
not
changing,
type
but
1, but
only type 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Type 2. Type 1, that's just a malfunction within the body
Yes.
itself. So that's an inability to create insulin.
And then just because you may have high cholesterol does not mean, like some people think, well, if you have high cholesterol or hypertension, then that's like some overweight or obese person walking around. No, there's I know of
that's
like
very
some
true.
slim people
Yeah,
who may
with high
seem to be
cholesterol.
fit, and they're living with
Look
high
deceiving.
cholesterol or hypertension or pressure or something, and they're trying to cope with it. I don't know how they're managing, or what can they do if they now think, even if persons like to say, well, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
So they don't really do anything
Because they're
preventative.
just expecting it to
Because they're
happen.
like,
yeah.
maybe it'll hit me or not.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a grandma. So what
can you do as a preventative measure to kind of alleviate some of those risk factors?
Okay, so with any non-communicable disease, we advocate for lifestyle change. So we're going to improve our diet, right? So we eat more of the good foods that are good in, with the good cholesterol,
And in
right?
portion sizes.
Right, portion sizes, exercise. If you smoke, you stop smoking, right? And also just doing your regular checkups intermittently. If you know you have a family history of diabetes, this is something that you should closely monitor. If when you were pregnant, you develop gestational diabetes, you should be closely monitored than someone else who didn't have that. If you're overweight, these are things you should just keep in your mind, because ideally most persons who have diabetes, by the time we see them in the hospital, they've had it for 5 years. But this is the time, this is the point where they have develop a symptom. Maybe it's an ulcer on the foot, or it's a heart attack. So they would have had it for 5 years prior to them coming into us. Just there. So it's something. It is something important. It can affect many parts of the body, and that's just you individually, but it also affects your family, right? If you have to lose your foot, that affects your income. If you're a single parent, that affects how you take care of your child. You might not be able to drive a car. It's like persons don't think about,
and the cost of having these types of illnesses is astronomical.
Yeah, and
not
it's not
just to
getting
you,
any cheaper.
but also to the economy.
Yeah, it's not getting any cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely I think this was an important one. If I'm happy that we're talking about this, because it's important that we get the awareness and the word out there. I'm going to put a plug in here and say to you, see your general practitioner. Even if you're not sure what it runs in your family, just like the doc has said, don't take the chance. Get the precautionary tests done and start monitoring your lifestyle. Let them know, listen, the doc said on another note that I need to come in because I know my grandmother and all my aunts have it and I just need to get checked. And your doctor would give you advice from there. If you would like to learn more about diabetes and all the effects it can have on you, you can contact the BVI Diabetes Association. You can email them at bvidiabetes@gmail.com, or you can call their telephone number, which is 1-284-494-4125. With that, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Do you own a local business or has a friend that owns one? Advertise at BVI understands that outdoor marketing, indoor printing, and signage are all needed to keep a business running and in the minds of people. That is why we provide these services. We go beyond regular marketing by providing professional services at a very competitive rate. We're able to leave you with the peace of mind so you can keep your focus back on your daily operations. With our extensive knowledge in marketing and nearly 10 years of experience, we are certain that we can give your business that necessary edge that it needs to be recognized in today's highly competitive market. Visit us today on our website, advertiseatbvi.com, or call 499-6969. Now is the time to boost your business. Be seen, be heard, advertise it BVI.
At Blossoms, our floral experts use their creative flair to design beautiful and exotic bouquets. We are the on-island wedding experts, and for boating enthusiasts, we can help you to add a touch of floral elegance, life, and color to your yacht, mega yacht, or super yacht. You can also find a wide variety of silk and dried flower designs, fresh cut flowers, local flowers, tropical blooms, fruit and gourmet baskets, chocolates, balloons, both helium and air-filled, various gift items, and an assortment of plush animals. With a floral experience spanning over 28 years, we have earned a reputation for excellence both locally and internationally. We've even worked with celebrities. At Blossoms, we continue to deliver smiles and watch our customers bloom.
Welcome back to On Another Note, and we're here with the flavor segment. Sponsored by Caribbean Sellers. So, we're gonna go straight into it. This is called Castello del Poggio Moscato. Now, normally when people hear Moscato, it's like, oh yeah, sweet stuff for the ladies.
Normally.
But hopefully,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love a good
It says
Moscato.
sweet white wine.
oh yes, so maybe it is sweet. It said this Moscato is a product of centuries, a light-hearted way of life, an authentic Italian heritage, a delicate. Moscato carries a sweet bouquet of musk, peach, honey, and white flowers. It pairs perfectly with savory barbecue, spicy dishes, pastas, salads, guilt-free desserts, and a candid smile.
Great.
It says, hello, sweet life. And there's no cork. Kaput! So that, you know, sometimes when people see like the screw-off taps, they're like, that ain't gonna be nothing to talk about. That's all.
There we go. It doesn't smell sweet.
We gotta have another cheers to the good life.
There you go.
And not falling anymore. Jesus. Alright. And if you're wondering where Angel is, she is somewhere through the house. But we're gonna cheers to Angel. Let's also give it up to our sponsors. Let's cheers to them. Umi Duo Collection.
Yep.
Thank you all for always keeping us so well fly. Also like to give it up to ourselves because sometimes we have to do our own hair and makeup. So let's give it up to us. Cheers.
Oh, this is fabulous.
Sweet.
Like you like it. Like you like it.
Like I like
this is
it.
this. I love
one
this.
is nice. It has like grape taste to it.
Yeah.
What
It's the green grapes.
It's very smooth.
I can definitely taste the peach. I can definitely taste the peach.
Probably that's what I'm tasting that I thought. I like it.
I love this. This is a nice sweet wine.
This is like
It tastes like juice.
I didn't want to say
And that's the ones. Those are the ones that will creep up on
the one where
you.
you could just be like, yeah, give me some more, and then you know, before you know it, you'll be dancing like more.
Yeah, and this one is really nice.
It's a really
All
nice
right.
one. Yeah.
So, if ever in need of a sweet wine, go ahead and look for this Castello del Poggio Moscato. Just call it sweet white wine. Again, you can find us at Caribbean Cellars. That's our sponsor segment and flavors. Ladies, cheers again.
Cheers again. I'll drink.
See you on Real Appeal.
So we're at the end of the show and we are so glad that you tuned in. I've got a beautiful set of ladies behind me. Ladies, how are you?
We're fine. Great.
Good. And we're getting ready to go. We can't wait to see you on the next episode. But before we do, we want to say a special thank you to the homeowner who allowed us to come into his beautiful home right here in Chalwell Estate. And let me tell you, the views, oh my gosh, they are to die for. So we're going to finish a bottle of Moscato. Bye.